Hey everybody, it's Steven, new Christian dad, and it's raining. Kind of a dreary, crappy day, and I just wanted to tell people this is my first live video, and I just wanted to tell people to I hope you don't think it's cheesy, but just not to take your mother for granted. Today is February 20th, and 6 years ago today, my mother passed away in her sleep. She died of heart failure, and I did make a video in the past, but it was honestly, it was so like emotional and vulnerable that I ended up just locking it. I'm probably gonna redo it, but I just wanted to say, don't take your mother for granted, because my mother, the power of the Lord with my mother, she was a Christian, and she lived kind of a wild life. She was married 3 times. The third one, she was married almost 20 years, and that was Danny, his name, my stepfather. And the last conversation I had with my mother, she had been going through some things, some health stuff, and we started talking, and I had been a Christian for 2 years. It was 2012, February of 2010. I became a Christian, converted from atheism, and we had this talk where her heart was heavy, and she was so sad. And she started to just recount all these things that she had done, all of these sins, and that she had committed. And she was just going on and on. I was just listening, and she just started crying. And she was telling me that she was coming to terms with all this stuff in her life, all these sins, and that she asked God for forgiveness. And I was... I'm sorry. I miss my mother. I'm not ashamed to be like vulnerable about that, but today is like the worst day of the year for me, and February 20th, and I look forward to it like the world's gonna end. I know it's not, but she just bawled her eyes out on this phone call, and she asked forgiveness. And I was reading the Bible. I'd only been a Christian for 2 years, so I was reading the Bible, in every second that I had. My wife was not even pregnant with our first child yet, and so I had a lot of time, and I was taking the train downtown from our apartment in Chicago, and I was reading the Bible on the train, reading the Bible in the break room at work. I was every chance I got. So I was encouraging her with scripture, and we prayed together on the phone. And my mom, she didn't know me as a Christian. She knew me as a guy who every other word out of his mouth was a swear word, because I cursed all the time, and I drank. I smoked 2 packs a day, and I was just kind of a, I'm not gonna say I was like a scoundrel. I wasn't like an evil person. I was not like a vicious person, but I just didn't care about anybody but myself, and I was my own God, just like so many people today, and what our culture encourages. And she was shocked to just to hear this from me, and I prayed with her, and she cried and cried and cried, and I just felt this weight lifted off of her, that she gave all that sin up to the Lord. And sure enough, not long after that, I got a phone call that she had died in her sleep. So I do miss her, but I'll always remember that the last time I spoke with my mother, she cried and prayed forgiveness for her sins, and I prayed with her. So I know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that my mother is in heaven, and in her time in heaven, it's just a snap of a fingers, and I'll be there with her. So I just want to say, don't take your mother for granted, because since my mother passed away, we had 3 children, and I have a 5-year-old boy, a 2.5-year-old girl, and a 4-month-old boy. And you know, every time all these people I know that have kids, you know, and their parents are taking their kids for like for overnight, and they're you get to see all this stuff about grandmas, you know. And man, my heart just aches when I hear this stuff. I mean, I'm not gonna say jealousy, but I'll definitely say, like, you know, I miss my mom. So you know, I'm just saying, if your mom's alive, give her a call. You know, that's one of the commandments for a reason. Honor your mother and father. And God is almighty. He knows. And you know, I can't say I always honored my mother. But I can say I loved her to pieces. And you know, I don't know if anybody else has this thing, but you know, I'm 37, and I go to a church, and you know, I've been faithful for 8 years. When I became a Christian in 2010, 90% of my friends just completely have left me, and you know, my phone never rings. But my mother was a person that she kept in contact, man. If I was drinking, if I was being an idiot, like 90% of the time, my mother was calling me. She was on me, you know, and you know, that's gone. I mean, so if your mother's still alive, I implore you to call her. Call her and just, you know, just listen to her voice. Ask her about her. You know, how many times I wish I would have just called her, but I was so self-centered. So call your mom and ask her about what's going on in her life and how she feels. And you know what I would say also, you know, pull out all the stops to get your kids to your mothers. And that you know, children are such a blessing to people. And you know, parents, you know, once we move out and, you know, we start working and we're busy and everything, you know, man, parents, they feel like their kids just forgot about them, you know. And I don't know how many times, you know, I just was like not answering the phone or not calling my mom back. Well, you know what? I can't call her anymore. She's gone. And you know, I just say, if your mom's still alive, give her a call. And today's the anniversary of my mother's passing, and it's just a dark, rainy day. And but the last time I did speak with her, I prayed with her, and she cried over her sins and gave it up to the Lord, and I'll always carry that with me. So like I said, you know, there's a lot of things I wish I could have done better. And I wish I would have honored my mother more than I did. And I wish I could have put my kids on her lap. And I wish she was hounding me on the phone right now. But anyway, God bless y'all. And you know, I've been trying to make these YouTube videos and stuff, but honest to God, I don't have a lot of time. You know, I work, I got my kids and my wife, and time's precious, you know. So you know, I got the YouTube channel and everything. You could see it through my page, and if not, it's just New Christian Dad. And I hope y'all will subscribe. And like I said, honor your mother and father, and don't take your mothers for granted, because they're not going to be there forever. So God bless y'all. Thanks for watching. Till next time.